Well, here I am. Here I am. And this may not work. I just got booted off before going live, so this may not work, but I guess I will try my. It says 2 minutes. How is that possible? Have I been on for 2 minutes? Whatever. If so, then that's great because I probably was messing around trying to fix things and was in panic, but whatever. Here I am. Happy Tuesday. I'm here in the Midwest, and we're supposed to get 5 to 8 inches of snow by tomorrow. I'm supposed to work the matinee tomorrow. So I don't think it's funny because I don't think we're going to be open. I usually work the matinee and then the evening. So it's a double day for me on Wednesdays. Not always, but it's been lately like that. And then I usually work like double weekends. So I worked a lot last week, but I have a feeling that they're going to close tomorrow's matinee, so I won't have to go. I just wanted to come on and test out. I got this computer. I got a refurbished computer off the internet, and so here I am. I still don't have internet. Now I'm using my data still, my hotspot. Now you say, Amy, well, they already said why I don't have internet. And by the way, if this cuts off a lot and you're frustrated, I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. I leave some questions and I'll answer them afterwards if I don't get to do it now. But I looked at Xfinity to get self-installation internet because here's the thing. I just can't have somebody, I have anxiety issues, and the thought of having somebody in my house all day, and it's all day. I've been through this before. We get cable or what have you, internet, and you think it's going to take half an hour. No, it takes all day. And I just can't do that. I can't do that. My pets can't do that. My dog is going to lose his mind. My cats would literally lose their minds. And so for now, hotspot. But yeah. So what was I going to say? And I may turn this light on just for the moment. Let me see if I don't know if I need it or not. Just give me a little light here. But it definitely would help streaming, doing things like this and uploading because I can barely, I had a video I was going to upload and it wouldn't. So it's been issues. It's been rough. But here's the thing. I looked up Xfinity because you can get self-installation. So I went through the whole process. I could even go pick up the kit for the router and everything. And then it said, and when would you like a technician to show up to your house? And I'm like, no, that's what I know it's terrible, but literally, yeah, it's hell to me to have somebody in my house for like 5 or 6 hours and me and my pets, whatever. Anyway, so I still don't have proper internet. It's a lot of issues. Let's see what's going on. Super Bowl. Talk about Super Bowl. So we have my city's team has won the last couple years to knock me off. I'll try to stay on here even if not. We've rooted for the Chiefs every time, and they won the last 2 years, which has been amazing. And like last year, we were all saying, "Gosh, if they don't win, we're going to lose Patrick Mahomes," and everybody loves him. I mean, I live in a town where everybody, literally on Sunday when I worked, everybody was wearing red, which is kind of triggering to see all that red and the red hats and everything. But it's a source of pride and happiness and also money. I'm sure many people are making money. It's like I went to the store after work and they had a shop set up to sell T-shirts and merchandise right there in the store so that you're buying your Super Bowl food, your nachos and your hot wings, and you can also buy a T-shirt. I mean, it's big business in Kansas City. But then, and it's never had a problem. But then, 45, I'll still call him 45, but he ruined it by saying he's going to come on. So here's the thing. So every time we've had a game, and I don't know if they're going to win this time. I think they're going to win. And then Taylor Swift showed because her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, plays for the Chiefs. And I'd say she's a good luck charm. Now, I don't care about her music, but I really respect her as a human being. But I'd say she's their good luck charm. So, of course, she's always gone, and they always win. Not saying it's her, but it could be a little bit of her. But then 45, he's going to show up, and then I could feel it put this weight of energetic weight on the Chiefs, and of course, there's a lot of people in Kansas City who are Republican, but I really felt that it put a damper on things, and then just all the politics, because it is so negative. Anyway, they lost. I didn't watch. I'm not really into sports. What I do is I always just say, I pray they win because I love my hometown. I love everyone to be happy. And it's cutting me off. See that? Oh, please forgive me for this. I know it's terrible. I'm trying until I can figure out how to get Wi-Fi without a technician in my house for 5 hours. So anyway, there were psychics saying, "Oh, there's going to be some event. He's going to get unalived and all that." And I was like, "No." I told my son, "I don't feel that's going to happen. What I feel is he's going to get booed," and he did. But what happened was he's already got people in journalism, news networks, etc., who are loyalists, who are already writing stories for him, slanted for him, changing the news and blocking out what you would see from other countries like the BBC, et cetera, Canada, France, real news. And they were get booed. They had clips of him getting booed, but here in America, we get to see all that. But what we did get to see was Taylor Swift getting booed. Let me say this about Taylor Swift. She used to be Eagles fan, and of course she's the player for the Kansas City Chiefs. So of course they're going to boo her, right? She was with the opposite team. So I think that's just normal that happened. But of course, 45. Hi, Fatima. I'm good. I'm sorry about my internet. Still horrible. I'm good. We're going to get inches of snow here in Kansas City, so that's not good. But anyway, the Chiefs, Taylor Swift got booed. But what they're not showing, because 45 has loyalists now in the press that are only showing her getting booed and not him. And he got massively booed and people yelling at him. And not everybody likes 45. In fact, I would say, I'm telling you, the Spirit keeps telling me that at least 60% of the populace do not agree with 45. I know that he wants you to think that it's a whole bunch of people love him, but that's not true. And the world does not love 45. But see, here in America, we're getting blocked from a lot of those stories. So it really is like navigating in the dark. Well, anyway, I have to say it's about Taylor Swift. If people were booing her for whatever reason, beyond just that she's with the Chiefs, sad. It's sad because I saw Taylor Swift over the Christmas season go to the children's hospital and visit the children's dying of cancer in the children's hospital, and she didn't have to do that. And then she donated gifts and remembered children and sent gifts to the hospital rooms, and brought me to tears. Did that. She is a good human being, and Jesus got booed as well. So I'm just going to put it that way. A lot of times the person that we villainize in society, they get booed, and the not so nice people have a lot of money, like 45. Well, you get my drift. The snowstorm coming our way also. Yeah, if you're anywhere in the West, up here to the north and down in the south, and it's all going to come together, and shoo, we're going to get snowed. But I don't think last time it happened, it was a month ago, and it was Saturday. I left work, and I thought, I don't think I'm coming back tonight because the ice had already started. So we had ice, tons of ice, accidents all over town, and then snow, days of snow on top of that. That took all month to melt. In fact, there's piles of it everywhere in town. So here we go. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go tomorrow because we have an old clientele that comes in on Wednesday night, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to make them Although those people, let me tell you something. The older generation that comes to buffet in the theater, they would not go. They would knock you over to get to that buffet. So I wouldn't have asked them to show up in the snowstorm. And yeah, I'm sorry. I see it's cutting me out a lot. But if you have any questions, I'll try to answer. But I wanted to say that 35 has in the news now. So you're going to see a lot of stories that look like these all in the world. But you know what? What dark always comes out light. And also, like I wrote yesterday, have hope. Spirit kept telling me that, have hope. And I did feel that. I've had days felt really heavy because we're putting kids in concentration camps. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm so sorry. It is going to be rough. What I'm going to do is I really have to get my Wi-Fi. Starlink is a Wi-Fi that's wireless. You don't have to have technicians come to your house, but it's with a fascist Nazi. So with Elon Musk, I don't really feel like using that. I'm hoping someone else will come up with. And okay, so I'm still on here. What Elon is doing is, I said that before the inauguration, coronation, that their plan was to take all the money and replace it with Doge, which is like an invisible fake. It's like the bait and switch. It's bait and switch is what it is. And that's what he's doing. But also really what Elon is doing is destroying everything that we have that's America, that is democratic, and replacing it with AI. And that's really what he's doing. And that's what I saw when I did a reading on him in 2021, very early 2021. I think it was even before Ukraine got attacked by Putin. I saw that Elon Musk wanted to control everyone's brains with AI and algorithms. And he had daddy issues and it didn't look good. And that's why when the war started and then he tried to take over Twitter, early 2021, I was like, see, this is what I saw. This is not good. And I kept trying to tell people. But, it's almost like we just can't believe it till we see it. And but that's what he's trying to do. Elon's trying to take over everything and replace it with AI because he's what do they call it? A megalomaniac is what he is. So it's unconstitutional. I've had people argue with me online. He's trying to help us save money. Oh yeah? Who is he saving the money for? Are you going to get the money? Is MAGA going to get the money? No. He's going to take the money. I bet a whole bunch of it's going out of country, probably to certain countries and Swiss bank accounts. And none of us are going to see that money. It's a theft. It really is. So, and it's just, he's just taking America and putting it in a box and shaking it up is what he's doing. And it's illegal and it's unconstitutional. I know people try to say, oh, maybe he's going to help us. No, he's not. And I'm sorry. But if he wanted to do this and it was on the up and up, he wouldn't have to do it with locked doors, hidden. He could show it. He could have auditors in there with him. But no, he's doing it behind like a coup. It's the coup. And it's like a bank robbery. It's unconstitutional and it's illegal. And I don't care. The ends don't justify the means. Someone could take $10 from your purse and say, but I needed it to go to the doctor. And you're like, yeah, but you're not supposed to steal money. You're not supposed to just steal. You could have asked me for the money or worked for the money. But what he's doing is theft and it's illegal. And there's no other way to put it. And I don't care what arguments people have on MAGA. what he's doing is unconstitutional. And I want you to know that. So when people argue with you, you can tell them, no, it's unconstitutional. There are ways to do things. That this is lawlessness is what it is. And it's part of the coup. And him being locked in there with convicted hackers, and they call themselves Big Balls is what they call themselves. That's their little Jesse James gang aliases. It's a coup. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. I'm so happy to see today that there are judges and there's lawsuits that are fighting back, and they're saying you have to reinstate everything that you destroyed, and you have to put it back the way it was on January 30th. So, but here's the thing. What if he doesn't do it? We need the hackers. We need to send a kill code to the computers. We need to send malware to his malware. You see what I mean? We need to send it to court. We need to impeach 45 for allowing him to do it. 45 to do it. I hope I'm still here. I hope I'm not getting off. But anyway, this is going on. But the law and the Constitution is fighting back. But as you can see, we are still again. If you have questions, I'll try to answer. Struck my did I tried been cut off by the internet. So anyway, I hope everyone's good. Adam, I hope that you'll be okay in the snow. You know, February in the last certain years has been actually quite a good month because there's been some really nice days thrown in. And this will be a good February, I hope. But yeah, it's been pretty cold and snowy. We did have a nice day the other day. It was really, and I sat on the back. Oh, by the way, my backyard out there. I'll share with you later. I was sitting by the back window, and I just lit sage. I probably said some prayers and things like that. You too, Fatima. You too. What? And I'll go soon because I know it's still cutting off and everything. But doves, a flock of doves flew into my backyard by the window where I was sitting, and I'm not joking. There was 8 or more doves out there. So I don't know what that means, but I was like, oh my God. To me, it's angelic. It means something angelic. So then I went out and put water out there for them and some crackers, and they flew off. So I feel bad that I scared them away. But 8 doves. That's crazy. So to me, that means that there's a lot of angels hanging around. And what was the other thing I want to say? If I'm not getting cut off, what was I going to say? That we're going to be okay. That the Constitution, and I just saw George Washington and John McCain. Okay. They're fighting back. They're helping us, and they're helping us fight this. And it's going to be inch by inch, day by day, minute by minute. But we're going to get through this. And, you know, like I'll sit there or I'll be in my car or whatever, and I'll have a moment where I'll look up at the sky and I'll see the beautiful sky and I'll think, okay, we can do this. This is how you get through these times, as you take those moments to breathe and remember that there's a sky above and the sky is limitless. And then I just thought of how on YouTube I saw this video and it said the worst year ever, 536 AD or something like that. And I was like, well, this might compete with that. It might compete, but they got through that. We'll get through this. And if I'm still not cutting off, if I'm still here, I'll finish this little story. So I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was obviously, you know, hoping everyone's okay and everyone's happy and all that stuff. But for me, Sunday, February 9th, was the anniversary of the Beatles coming to America and playing on Ed Sullivan and changing the world forever and really changing the lives of a whole bunch of young women forever. Their female fans had their lives changed forever and in a very beautiful way. And the Beatles always upheld and honored and respected their female fans and all of their fans, which is a beautiful thing. So I decided that was going to be my Super Bowl, was the Beatles and celebrating the Beatles. So because it was a Super Bowl, I didn't have to work on Sunday night, and that was nice. I went to the store. It was a beautiful sunny day. Came home, made some dinner, hung out with my dog. I took him for a walk, came home, made dinner. And then I thought, okay, what am I going to watch? And then I started, oh no, what am I going to watch? What Beatle thing should I watch to celebrate this important day? And I couldn't think, and I started to get like a little frantic, like, I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to watch. And then I walked into the bedroom, and on the bedroom TV was this old vintage Beatles that I've never seen before, like a bootleg Beatles movie on some weird channel. And it was like the perfect thing that if I had walked into a dream world and said, this is what I want to watch tonight, that I've never seen before, to celebrate the Beatles, this is what I would watch. And that's what it was. I just thought that was so interesting. I feel like John did that because John does those things for me. And I was so happy that I literally was like bouncing up and down. So that's the kind of thing that John does for me. And believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed. I just thought that was so beautiful. And that made me truly happy. I'll never forget it. And anyway, just thought I would share that. See, little miracles happen. Little miracles happen. And when they happen, grab them and hold them to your heart, because that's what you're supposed to do. And know that, again, we're not alone. We're not alone. It's going to be okay. And there are angels among us, and we are going to be okay. So I'll end it with that. Sorry about the video quality. Oh, well, let me see. What was I going to say? Pray for the children. Real quick, 45 said, we're going to take care of the people, the Palestinians in Gaza, and we're going to build expensive real estate condos like his version of Dubai, right? And then you realize, oh, well, that's why he and Netanyahu had secret meetings, because they were just leveling the ground in Gaza so that it would be easier to build condos like Trump Towers everywhere in Gaza. And then he says, and we'll take care of them. They're not going to be able to afford these expensive condos. These aren't for the Palestinians. How's he going to take care of them? I think it's disgusting. And, I feel for Israel. I feel for the Jewish people in Israel. And I feel for the Palestinians. I feel for the people in Gaza. And I've always said that 45 and Netanyahu, for entertainment purposes only, were the ones who started the attack on Israel. And Biden, he should have known better. And he was too nice. He was too nice. But he tried. He tried over and over again to have a peace deal. And hi, Kay. Hello. I'm sorry if it cuts out a lot. I'm trying this with my new refurbished computer, but it might cut out a lot. But yeah, I think it's disgusting. Probably one of the most, besides putting kids in concentration camps, which is happening right now as we speak, and that's horrible. But besides that, him raising Gaza and that's what all the bombing was. That's what all his secret meetings with Netanyahu were about these last few years. So he could build condos. And somebody was arguing with me, and I said, well, we don't know what Kamala was going to do because we don't get to have her, right? But I tell you one thing is she wouldn't be building condos on dead bodies like 45 is doing. And so no matter what she would have done, she wouldn't be doing that. And I think that alone, what 45 is doing to Gaza, what he's done to Gaza, it should be enough for him to have an international arrest warrant for him. I really do. I think it's criminal and it's inhumane and it's a crime against humanity. And I feel like and putting children here in America in concentration camps is a crime. He should be held to a world court, and he should be impeached. That doesn't mean Kamala will ever get to be, he stole, for entertainment purposes only, we know he stole it from her. We know that Elon and his band of hackers stole the election. But that doesn't mean Kamala will get to be in. But I tell you one thing, 45 shouldn't be in office. And Elon shouldn't be in our buildings. He doesn't belong there. He's a thief. So, but, and on that note, Let's pull a card. How about that? We'll pull some cards. And hopefully it will not cut out. Okay, I was telling Fatima, and she was saying too that we're going to get a ton of snow tonight, like 8 inches of snow. So that's a lot of snow. New love. Uh-oh, that's not for me because I don't. But maybe that's just love in general. Why does that come out? I don't have anyone. I don't have any prospects right now. Playfulness. Okay. Well, these are those little angels. And I was telling Fatima that I just had 8 doves out of nowhere today fly into my backyard. Well, Kay and Fatima, maybe you're going to get some new love from today. And it's Valentine's Day coming up. So you never know. You never know. Okay. Maybe it's just a new way to see each other with love and see we got spiritual growth. I don't know if you can see spiritual growth. Oh my God, that's a lot. I'm in the Dallas, Florida, Worth area, and we want to be getting any snow, but it will be cold. Yeah. You guys had some storms today, didn't you? Okay. Soulmate signs, new love, focus, and playfulness. Well, it's Valentine's Day coming up. Somebody's getting some love. Playfulness, focus, new love came out again. Soulmate. It's better down here, my black shirt. And signs. So I guess look for the signs. That's interesting. Like I said, I don't have anyone. Let's pull some other cards. Let's see. Let's pull these cards. Purple. You have plenty of rain, yeah. That's what I thought, because I looked at the radar, and that storm that you guys are having is merging with the northern storm, and then us in Kansas are going to get that's what's going to create all the snow apparently. So what do you desire? What do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that it's hard to read. I'm getting the old person thing where I can't read with my glasses on. So. and that's okay. We all go through it. Obviously, I think once you hit a certain age, everything starts to fall and your eyes start to not work anymore. Okay. And know that you're ready and deserving of them. They'll rush into your life as if by magic. Heart, what do you want? What do you desire? I don't have anyone either. And to be honest, I don't want anyone. I'm happy being single. We spend Valentine's Day. We'll spend Valentine's Day with my 2 sweet kitty cats. Sounds like me. Me and Kieran, my puppy dog, and my kitty cats, and a whole bunch of doves. Heart chakra. What is going on here? Well, I think that has to be the Valentine's Day, but also that we're feeling all this heaviness in the world right now, especially here in America or the North America, and it's really affected us. And I did have a vision today. That's right. That's why I think the doves are here. That's why I think this is here, because I took Karen for a walk, and then on the way home, I started to get these messages. Like I'm crazy. No, I'm not voices, but messages. And it said, this is what I got. Wrap 45 in pink light, even if you don't feel like it feels right to you, but do it, because you may not be able to change him ever here on earth. You may not be able to get him to do the things you want, and there's a lot going on that you don't like, that are going to be hard to change. However, and he may not leave, meaning he may not leave right away, but you can help subdue him with pink light, and that comes from your heart chakra. You can help subdue him and make him not so dangerous and volatile and reactive and all these executive orders, off with their head, by wrapping him in pink light. And that's something I found out when I was in my really bad situation, relationship, where I was closing my heart because I didn't want to let that person in, because I was so what would you call, I hate to say the word abused, but I was so scared. I was scared, and I was protecting myself. And what I saw was that by closing my heart, I was not even allowing myself into happiness. I was not allowing many things into my life. And so by fear of keeping them out, I was keeping everything else out. And I was in a dark room looking out a window at the life I wanted. Um, and so when you open your heart chakra, you're not allowing abuse. You're not allowing your abuser to come in and hurt you. You're allowing yourself to walk out the door and open up into the garden of what is your life. And so your heart chakra is like a keepsake of all those. And so what we're doing when we're angry at 45 um, and closing our heart and we're getting mad and every day the heaviness, we're actually keeping ourselves out of our own happiness too. And so we need to remember to open our heart chakra. And maybe that is with your loving your kittens and snuggling them and finding moments in the day where you can feel that happiness. And you don't have to love what 45 is doing, but you can send that pink light out to him to subdue him. And I believe it does work. I've had to do it, and it does work. It sounds crazy, but yeah, you don't have to love him, but you can send love to him to help change him. Ugh. I don't want to have anything to do with the guy with 45, but yeah. Well, let's do one of these. Let's do a card here. I missed those cards, but okay. For the collective, we have children. That keeps coming out. Your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. Of course, you see he's got rainbow wings. We have those children that, the immigrant children. That's really tortured me. I knew he was going to go in the schools, and people have been silent about it, but that's quite awful. And I've been seeing white vans with the windows it's and it looks like an ice cube. So take that word, I've noticed them driving around, and it really disturbs me. I feel like there's more collecting of immigrants than we realize. It's pretty horrible. So don't forget to pray for the children, and pray for all the kids who are really watching the America that they've been raised in turn into a Hitchcock movie. And we need to remind them that they have power. They have power, and we're not going to let all this be destroyed. As long as us good adults are here, we're going to fight for them. Very well said. It's hard to do, but it helps to raise your vibration. Yeah, it does. He may never feel it, see it, 45, he doesn't care. But, it's almost like, I feel like they've put spells on us. Like on the November 5th, the day of the, November 5th, I feel like they put a dark spell on us. And a lot of us light workers couldn't do our manifestations or prayers. So if they can do that to us, we can do the reverse and put light into the world, And that's probably why we're here in this crappy time. It's a horrible time, It's good, best of times. It's the worst of times. There's nothing to worry about. See, and isn't that like a Jesus figure? Okay, you are safe. This is important. Nothing to worry about. You are safe. And this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. See, there are no 45, and on the other side is just the same old flesh and blood as the rest of us. He may think he's a king, but there's no kings. There's no kings on the other side. We're all the same. Okay, we're all the same level. We all have the same importance. In fact, he's got a lot he's going to have to learn on the other side. So only infuse loving thoughts. See, we just talked about that. And I got to take out my glasses. Okay. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. And that's exactly what I was saying. Isn't that funny how the cards will do that? Sometimes I question my soul. as to why I chose to be here during this time. I know, me too. I've so many days I have thought, I want out. I don't like this place. Get me out of here. I have thought of uh, leaving the country, to be honest, because, well, for one thing, for my son, I don't think my son wants to be in this country right now. So um, but not easy to just get up and go. But yeah, it is hard, Kay. It's hard. That's why we got to take a lot of breaks to get through this. And sometimes you have to really just pretend everything's okay just to get through it. I've said we could have had Hillary, we could have had Kamala. I don't care what spiritual lessons that everybody thinks they're learning. It's great. We're learning these lessons. Great. But to be honest, I feel like we could have learned the same lessons through having Hillary and especially Kamala, because we were ready. We were ready for Kamala. And Spirit kept saying to me, you were this close to paradise. And you hear that and you think, I tried. We tried. Can't say we didn't try, right? But Kamala is still around, and she is still someone we can look up to. The whole Lotus thing was so important because we had evolved, like the rest of us had evolved, and we were up there. The Lotus is the crown chakra where we're ready to receive our divine self, our true meaning in life, our true self, the divine, everything, connection, true enlightenment. And 45 is way down there, stuck, tied to the earth, tied to his earthly desires. She's never going to rise out of that. And all these people, all MAGA, and notice how it's all red and orange, all their colors of the lower chakras. They're all tied down there. And we've tried, right? We've tried to help them evolve up and ascend up, but they just won't do it. But the rest of us were ready. We were ready for this Lotus, this beautiful Kamala. We were ready. So both Hillary and Kamala would have been great presidents. We were cheated. Yes, we were. And I get bitter about it. I really do. I get bitter about it because look at how this summer you could feel the momentum, but you could also feel that it was going to be taken from us. The old Lucy with the football, Charlie Brown got tricked again. I know that it's going to come out. See, that's one thing Elon Musk is doing right now, too. He's probably trying to get rid of all election interference data. And I don't know how we could ever have an election again. Them around with 45 and Elon around, it's going to be hard. We just have to, I don't know, not to be negative, but how could we ever have a regular election again? I don't know. It's some other things going to have to. Now, I heard this guy the other day, Rick Ved? He's pretty out there. And he said that he was told via the Maharishi that in 2025, 45 was going to die and leave the earthly plane. But then he made it sound like, and so were a whole bunch of the rest of us. So like, well, if, the evolved get to stay here, that'd mean Kay and Fatima, we'd get to stay. But to be honest, if an asteroid hit the earth right now, I'd be like, whatever. Just do it. Let's just start over again, because this whole having to fight MAGA all the time is just horrible. And it's been a real struggle and a defeat, right? Whatever. If we can't fix this and an asteroid's the only hope, well, then I'll move out of the way. I'm okay with it. But, well, I don't really want that. When I say things like that, I think I'd be happy to go, but my children obviously want to have a whole life. And so I think of my kids and got to stay here. Got to keep this earth. It's like Star Trek. They had the perfect, I don't know why Leland thinks he's all spaceman. If he's ever watched Star Trek, they have DEI, inclusion. Everyone goes to the academy and has an education and learns. And they all have a specific job and they all work together. and they don't use um, drugs, and they're not like the people who are rogue are the Borg and Q and all these different, like Klingons. The people who are on the SS Enterprise or whatever you call it, they are logical, stable, they work together. Women have power. Women have powerful positions. They even have intuitives and empaths that have jobs. And Elon Musk is as far from Star Trek as possible. I don't know why he thinks he's some brilliant starman. He's not. He's an instigator. I agree. I would be okay with it. We all have, yeah, we do. Frump and Mog, yes. It's been so hard. And you know what? It's been like zombies. I think that's why. Because when you watch a zombie movie, how do you get rid of a zombie? Do you go, okay, guys, let's talk about this? No, you have to like put a torch on them, or you know what I mean? You remember Night of the Living Dead? They had to literally like throw gasoline. No, I'm not saying that we should do that, but I'm saying there's no way to like talk to MAGA. It's like a zombie movie. So if an asteroid showed up, that may be the only way to ever fix this problem. I've had many people say that the Earth is resetting itself and the world is going through a lot of changes to become a better world with better people. Yeah. It's just that the changes are so painful. It is. It's painful. It's painful for us empaths. I assume you guys are. I know you guys are empaths, or you wouldn't be here. It's incredibly painful, incredibly. Everything that we've worked through in our life. It's just you're watching it in a. Well, it's like the upside down is what it is. So yeah, it's really painful to say to someone, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't put little kids in concentration camps and rip them from their mother. And they're like, no, we're going to do this. And you're like, why? What happened to you? My neighbor, my person I used to work with, a cousin. Why are you like this? Why can't I logic with you? What's going on here? I think that's what we're going through right now. The painful changes. Yeah. Like growing pains. Truly. It's hard. It's hard. I wouldn't be surprised, but here's what happens. When all this happens in places like the Dominican, where they've had rogue governments take over and over. And that's really what's happening. Like Leland and 45 are like rogue governments that take tyrannical. It's a coup. It's yeah. Well, what happens, the way that people get through it is they get high and they drop out of everything and they just wait for it to end, right? The revolution, here comes another revolution, here comes another, and they get high and they get through it. Well, we don't want to be, it'd be so easy if we all just got high and just sang Bob Marley and got through it. That'd be, believe me, that would be, you want to do that, but you also have to fight. And because we can't have this happen. We have to uphold the Constitution. So anyway, but it is hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's very painful. You're right. And isn't it funny how a whole bunch of us are literally crying, upset, not crying, but, stressed out, upset, depressed, worried, wearing the weight of the world. And the other people are like, this is great. It's like, how is it great? How is this great? This is awful. It's terrible, but that's how it is. It's really such a black and white, it really is like the light and dark are battling. Oh, that's something else Spirit said to me. When they said wrap 45 in pink light so that he can be subdued, they said, let us do the big battles. And that's because it is a spiritual battle. It's a light and dark. They need to get their work done. And we're here. We're doing our work as light workers. But Spirit said, let them do the big battles with 45. So we can pray and keep the truth out, but we really can't get into where we're in a place of hate and constant anger. Our job is to try to keep it's like the Care Bears. They just showed me the Care Bears, where the Care Bears would hold hands and spread like a glowy light. That's really what we have to do. We're the Care Bears. Oh my God. I feel like I have to go tell everyone now that we got to be. And the Care Bears were rainbow. They were rainbow. They were, you know, all the things that 45 and Elon and everyone, they hate all of that. But that's what we are. And what happened? It worked, right? It worked. So Care Bears unite. We got to get our crap together. But yeah, Spirit said let them do the big battles on the other side. So interesting. Well, any questions before I head off? I'm glad I was able to do this. The replay is going to be rough because it cut me off like 3 times, but yay, I'm glad I'm here now. She's back. I'm back. I'm back, but it cuts out a lot. Jamie, I looked at internet today and it said, okay, self-installation internet, like $30, maybe $50. And I was like, okay, self-installation, I can do it. I know I can do it myself. I know I can. And then it said, and when would you like a technician to come to your house? And I'm like, no, 5 hours of a technician in my house. No. So I have to see. I want to see still if I can. I want to do it myself. I know I can get internet on my own. I know where the cables are. I can do this. So yeah, it's too bad Starlink is all jacked up because that would be so easy just to use Starlink. Great idea, bad owner of company. Hope everything's good. So I was saying the other day on Loretta's show with BJ that I saw this old episode of Wonder Woman where it was a little girl, and of course I'm not a little girl, but I identified with the girl in the show, and she was from this ocean planet. She was from an ocean planet, and she wanted to go home. And this is right after 45 started to round up kids, like over a week ago. So I was really stressed. You're welcome, Kay. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. You have a lovely day too. It was good talking to you. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for being here. And Jamie, okay, did you hear of the casting for the Sam Mendes Beatles movie? No, I honestly wondered if they had forgotten about that because nobody's been talking about it, but I'll have to look it up. I still haven't been able to watch Midas Man because even though they've had a premiere here in America and they went to Hollywood and did all that, the player that they're airing the movie on, I can't get. It will not let me do it. So I still haven't watched the movie. Not sure why. I want to watch it. By the way, Paul McCartney posted this really cool poster today online, and he's going to play the New York Bowery. And within 5 minutes, it was sold out. So yeah, he's still pretty popular. Okay, so what I was going to say, internet. Is that what I was talking about? I think self-installation. I can do it myself. I think that's all. Yeah, it said self-installation kit. This. Okay, this. Now pay. I could even go pick up the kit at their store. And then it said, and when would you like a technician to come to your house? I'm like, no. So anyway, I think I already told that story. But I will get internet eventually. I will. Anyway, no, I haven't seen the cast list. I'll have to look. Harris Dickinson as John. Paul Mescal. I know who Paul Mescal is as Paul. So is Paul Mescal? I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up later. Harris Dickinson. That's interesting. The names are interesting, aren't they? I'll have to say the guy, no offense to the guy who plays John in the Midas Man, which I haven't seen, so I can't rate his performance, but I just don't think he doesn't have the energy of John, in my opinion. But, I could be wrong. I also didn't think the kid who played Paul in Nowhere Boy, I didn't think that he looked like Paul. I thought that was an awkward casting, to be honest. But well, we'll see. Let's hope the movie's good. I'm excited to watch it. I am. The Beatles are still, people love them. Uh, I was saying, maybe you saw, I don't know, but Sunday night it was Super Bowl, but for me it was Beatles anniversary of them coming to America, and I was excited about that. And I walked into the bedroom, and on the TV was some random movie I've never seen before. It was kind of like the complete Beatles, which you can't get anymore, but it had all this old vintage stuff I'd never seen. Literally, a Beatles fan, a Beatles nut. I have everything. I've seen all the bootlegs, and I literally saw new footage for the first time. And I was like, that's John. That's John did that because that's what John does for me. So I was so happy. That made me extremely happy. And by the way, it was called The Beatles Explosion. So I looked it up. You can find it, but I've never seen it before. So yeah, I was really happy. That made me happy. The Beatles. Well, that's about it. What time is it? What time is it? I have 2:30 here in America. And it's going to snow. It's going to snow a whole bunch. So how's everything in England? How Jamie, tell me, what does England think of what's going on with politics here in America? Because we're not getting news. We don't even get to see our own news in America. It's all being, yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't even trust when I go on Google. I don't trust the news anymore because it's like 1984. Things are being changed. So I take screenshots before it all gets changed, to be honest. And you don't know, for me, someone who loves history and truth, I can't stand that they would do this, that Google literally is being infiltrated by 45 and his criminals is what it is. And well, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just here. I'm just hanging out here. I hope everything's well. Fatimus's blessings, Roger. Yeah, I am excited for the Beatles movies. And, well, here's something I'll say. The contrast of 45 and his people and this really dark energy. And then in the beginning of this couple weeks ago, really heavy, dark energy to get through. I was really upset. And I remember seeing something with the Beatles, like I Feel Fine or something like that. And I thought, it's so free. Like the Beatles had such freedom of expression, and rock and roll in general is such a great, sets people free. It's such a free, creative expression. And I thought, how are we in the same realm of time as the Beatles, and that this would happen? Because they enlightened everyone, and John enlightened everyone so much. How is this even happening? I'll tell you what I wrote, because there was a thing about when John put out Instant Karma on a live TV show and Power to the People, right? And I wrote this, and I like what I wrote. Okay, I said, this is the kind of movement that changes the world in a lasting, positive way. Power to the people, Instant Karma. You don't need guns or any weapons. You don't break into buildings to steal money from sick children around the world. If you're on the up and up, you stand in the light. Look people right in the face and show them what real power is. Peace, unity, and truth. All humans are created equal. Money is invisible. Guns are instruments of fear. Presidents are false gods. And I feel like I channeled that from John. It's so true. If 145 is and Elon locking himself in a building doing the shadow theft of everything, if truth. They could stand in front of people, not have doors. And at 45 himself, he wears a mask, this really dark mask. And there's really something that how, and also the eagle, they fly, and they have clear vision, and they have freedom, and they won. And 45 did not win. And I feel like that's a symbolic too. The Eagles won, America won, 45 did not. He may try to fool the world all he wants to, but he did not. He is not. Um, James says, and by the way, this may go later, it may not because of my internet. I don't know if it will. I hope it will. Hey, it's not here. Okay, I went to the Complete Beatles to celebrate the anniversary. So they have them. Okay, here's the thing. A long time ago, when I came to Jim Beatles, so then you go to the library. I could go to the library and rent that movie, and I did, and I watched. I'm still here. I'm still here, and I'm sorry about that. Okay, you went to a screening of the Complete Beatles at Liverpool Empire to celebrate the anniversary. Okay, so yeah, I used to be able to get that video cassette, and it was my favorite because the footage in there you'll never see it again. And like them talking about how when they came back from Germany that their fans in England thought they were German. I thought that's one of my favorite interviews, and John's in the black turtleneck and everything. Well, this movie called The Beatles Explosion was a lot like that, and it had a lot of that footage. So check that out. But I'm envious, Jamie. I would love. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, there's panic in the UK because the 45 has mentioned the NHS and BBC as bargaining chip to Keir Starmer's rivals in the UK. Supposedly, he is on the tape saying he'll help destroy both. Well, here in America, 45 says he's going to get rid of NPR, which is National Public Radio, which is usually funded by donations, but it does have some government funding. And then we have lots of, public broadcasting, things like that. He's going to try to get rid of those. He probably will get rid of those. So what I see is going to happen to these places is if he has any and then far right, no matter what country, it's the far right party, right? I wouldn't trust those. I would just stop watching them. The ones who get destroyed and then come back on apps and podcasts, you can watch those. They'll probably be destroyed, and then they'll come back on independent networks and funding. And that's how we're going to get our news, is we're going to have to donate. People are going to have to help these independent networks. Is my phone still? Yeah. But I do see that there is going to be trouble. Hopefully you'll be okay in England. In so many ways, 45 is worse than Putin because he has so much overreach across the world. Um, it's just, it is like a disease. The far right disease is so destructive. But again, Spirit told me, let them work on it. They're working on it. It's a battle that they're fighting. So hopefully it'll be okay. Just keep supporting your independent media. You know, I remember in the, I don't know, maybe the late 90s, there was a lot of independent newspapers here in Kansas City and Lawrence, Kansas. They're still around, but that's how we, all of us Democrats, would get our news. So it's not like this is different from then. This is, we've been through forms of this before. So yeah, it'll be okay. If you see a report that says everybody hates Taylor Swift, well, that's from 45 and his henchmen. Or if you see Kamala's a loser and Kamala blah 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 blah. No decent journalist would write tripe like that. They would write, let's say she had failed economy, like finances, or her house, and they have happened to her house. But when they're writing emotionally, that's that you're listening to crap. And so I don't. That's like the Daily Mail, right? Everything's going to be like the Daily Mail for a while. That's really what it's going to be like. So I think we can tell which ones are which. Well, anyway, I better go because I know it's going to cut off again. I see I'm at one bar on the internet, so that's not good. Thanks for being here, and I hope all is well. Everybody take care. And I'll let you know. I'll let you know about the snow that we have here. Some video and try to post it if I can. But love you. Thanks for being here, everybody. Take care. Bye.